So I've been a videographer and video editor for about 5 years. Over that time period, I've captured hundreds of hours of footage. So today, I wanted to go through the camera gear that I use to do it. This is what's in my camera bag. Right then, let's get straight into it. So the main body that I'm using at the moment is the Sony A7S III. Now, this is an absolute beast of a camera. 12 megapixel sensor, 120 frames per second, 4K, amazing in low light with the two ISOs, with your 640 and 12,800. If you've ever used a Sony A7S III, you'd know what I'm talking about. It's just so functional, does what it needs to do, never lets you down. Absolutely love it. My second body is actually what I'm filming on today, and that's the A7 IV. So the A7 IV is my mainly photo camera, but I use it as a B camera. 33 megapixel sensor, it's got a fantastic autofocus, does 4K in 10-bit color, 422. One downside to the A7 IV is that it can overheat if you're filming at the higher frame rates in 4K, but to overcome that, I did buy this Ulanzi fan, which just clips onto the back of the camera. I was recently on a shoot in the Philippines, and this thing came in really handy when I was filming a long podcast style video. This thing's great. Okay, so obviously my main bodies are Sony mirrorless cameras, but also action cameras are really handy. So I've got two of those. The first one is the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. Fantastic little camera, really good stabilization. You can film in log, which is really cool. About a 3-hour battery life on it, which is pretty good. Most of the GoPros, when they came out, you only get about an hour out of them if you were lucky. This thing's fantastic. It's got all the attachments that you need. I've got a chest strap that I use to film sort of action sports. They've just brought out the Action 6, which looks awesome, but yeah, for now, this does the job. All my POV content that I film is with this camera. The other action camera that I've got is the GoPro Hero 10 Black. Again, nice little camera. I used this on a ski holiday in Austria last year. Does what it says on the tin. The only downside to it is the battery life's not great, and there's a few less features on it compared to the DJI, but again, not a bad little camera and a backup camera. Okay, so that's cameras dealt with. Moving on to lenses. So I've got 3 prime lenses and 2 zoom lenses. My first zoom lens is the Sony 16-35 power zoom. Great little lens, really light, works really well on a gimbal. Obviously that 16mm is great for kind of interior, real estate kind of thing. It's fantastic for that. Architecture, or if you're inside like a large space, it's great for that. I don't use it much for photos, but it can be not bad for photography as well. So yeah, one of my favorite lenses, that one. The next lens is probably one of my workhorse lenses, I would say, and that is the 24-105 f4G. This is a optically stabilized lens, so it's great for handheld video, which I do quite a lot. It's also very good for photo. The 105mm is fantastic, and the A7 IV, if you put it into APS-C mode, you can crop that in even further to about 152mm equivalent. So yeah, fantastic lens, really good autofocus, nice and sharp. Can't really say much more about it. So my prime lenses, if I start at the widest and work up, so I've got the 24mm f1.4 G Master, which I'm filming this video on. This is a lens that I bought recently, and it's probably going to be one of my most used lenses. 24mm is the perfect focal length to capture the kind of wider shots, but not too wide that I'd need like a 16. The f1.4, great in low light, the autofocus is amazing, and that paired with the A7S III is pretty much my main camera setup for most videos. G Master lenses are unbelievably sharp, and for photo and video, they just bring out the best image in your cameras. Moving on, so my second G Master lens is my 50mm. This is in the same family as the 24, so this is the 50-1.4 G Master. Unbelievable lens again. I use this quite a lot on my A7 IV as a B camera. Photo-wise, the photos are unbelievably sharp. I'd say this is probably my sharpest lens that I own. The autofocus is really fast and responsive, works great with the Sony bodies. Yeah, it's amazing. Absolutely love this lens. Okay, the last lens that I'm going to talk about is my 85mm f1.8. This is the cheapest lens that I own, but it's a great little hybrid shooting lens. The autofocus isn't amazing, but for B-roll shots, this is quite a nice lens. f1.8, so it's not bad in low light, and also I use this a lot for street photography, which is quite fun. It's really lightweight, fits on the camera body really nicely, and yeah, I kind of do a lot with this lens. The 85mm is a really nice compression focal length. Yeah, can't go wrong with it. I'd like to upgrade this to the Sigma f1.4 art lens. I think that would be a good upgrade for this to fit in with my other lenses. Okay, that's lenses dealt with, so we'll move on to audio. So I've got two sets of mics that I use for audio. The first set is the DJI Mic 2. These are obviously wireless mics. They clip on to your subject, or you can also plug in a lav and use them with a 32-bit float audio. They do the job, they're pretty handy and they're quite easy to use. Obviously they connect to my Action 5, which is really handy, so I use them for that. But yeah, if I was going to buy these again, I'd probably get the Rode Wireless Pros, because I prefer to be able to screw in the lav. Let me know in the comments below what you think, whether you prefer a lav mic or you prefer to see it clipped on. Me personally, I like a mic not being too obvious in the shot. I think it looks more professional, so I prefer the lav. So my other mic that I use is the Tascam DR10L Pro, really small, really compact, 32-bit float audio recorder. I actually got the idea from the Sidemen's videographer, Con, who uses these with the Sidemen. Really easy to use, don't let you down, the audio quality is fantastic. So if I'm filming in windy environments, I use these Rode lavs, which have got the little dead cat on, so that connects straight into my Tascam, and then you get nice sounding audio. Shotgun mic, so the shotgun mic I have is the Rode VideoMic GO II. Really nice little mic, doesn't need any power. Plug it in, set the audio on your camera, and you're good to go. I've got the dead cat on there as well. That is the Rode dead cat, because I film in quite windy environments a lot of the time. Not much to say about that, really lightweight, really easy to use. Moving on, so obviously I've got 5 lenses. I've got quite a lot of filters as well. So this is a CPL and black mist filter by Shortstache. This is his everyday filter. I use this more for photography, to be honest, because I expose S-Log3, so I need an ND filter a lot of the time if I'm filming outside. This thing's great for photos if you're taking photos of cars or architecture, just to get rid of any reflections. All of my filters are Polar Pro, they're really good quality, and I think they just look amazing. ND filters, so I've got 2 of these. I've got 2 VNDs from Polar Pro. These are the Peter McKinnon Edition 2s. Really solid case as well, so when you take your lens cap off and you put these back on, these act as a lens guard, which is really cool. I think they call it the Defender 360. So these are great. I've got an 82 and a 77, and then I've got a series of step-up rings as well, so I can fit any of my lenses. Gimbal. So the gimbal that I use is the Ronin RS3 Pro. This thing's got a great weight capacity. I think it takes 5 kilos, which is awesome. None of my camera builds would be any heavier than that anyway. Really easy to use, really easy to balance. One thing I would say is, if you do have a gimbal and you've got attachments on it, things like this are really handy just to use as a mini tripod. So I use this quite a lot as a mini tripod. Put your camera down, don't have to worry about putting it on the floor then. Tripods. So I've got 2 tripods that I use. This is the Smallrig, I can't remember what it's called. This is a Smallrig tripod. It's a travel tripod. This is the CT10. Really easy to use. It's got an Arca Swiss plate on the top, which is great. Nice and lightweight, packs into a bag really easily. I've taken this all over the world. It's a great little tripod. I've also got this, which is another Smallrig tripod. This is a desk tripod, so if I'm filming inside, this is a great little one. It's also another one that you can use as a small little vlog. Say, if you want to do a vlog with the camera, you can just hold it like that. Nice and lightweight, looks great. I'm a big fan of Smallrig, as you can probably tell. Okay, last but not least is accessories. So I've got Smallrig Top Handle, I've got a magic arm with a super clamp, monitor mount, and then I've got this other clamp as well with a ARRI attachment on it. So lots and lots of accessories. I have got a load more, but I thought these were just the key ones. Most of my rigs are handheld. I use the top handle quite a lot, which just screws straight into the camera cage. Oh, I forgot to mention the cage. So I use the Rhinocage from Smallrig. It's got loads of different attachments on it. All of my things like my top handle and stuff can go onto there. Really good for handheld rigs. The camera monitor, so Feelworld F5 ProX. It's quite a budget friendly monitor. It's handy just to be able to have the extra screen when you're filming, especially handheld in the field. Yeah, it's not the best, not the worst, does the job. this thing can be a little bit clunky at times, but for now it does the job. This thing is a SD card holder, so this is by PGYTECH. SD cards that I use are Pro Grade V90s, and I also use Lexar V60s. Okay, last but not least is my camera bag itself. This is the K&F Concept Alpha. It's a great little camera bag, 25 litre. You can fit the 16-inch laptop in there. I've got a 16-inch MacBook Pro, which I use. You can fit that in there. Loads of pockets, loads of space. I can pretty much fit most of my gear in there. And it's only about £90 in the UK, which is a pretty good deal in my opinion. So there we have it. That is my camera bag for 2025. Let me know in the comments below if you think I've missed anything and what you think I should upgrade to next. In my head, I've got an 85mm lens from Sigma, and maybe some better lighting as well. But for now, thanks for watching.